They just compounded the cyclosporiasis that they had, and it turned into something else. Um, Tamara Morris is the deputy director. I got you up on the screen here. We got our podcast going already, so I want you to be aware. I'm gonna turn the light on to you if you don't mind. Make you look really good. Look at you, man. You just popped right out there just now. I'm glad to have you come in, and you come in the first uh, Thursday of the month to kind of bring us up to date with stuff. As far as cyclosporiasis, I see you checking your phone there. Do we have any cases here in Cumberland County that you know of?
The cases that our epidemiology team were tracking, those individuals were not residents of this community or had traveled, and so they're doing appropriate case management and contact tracing to assist and provide additional epidemiology kind of communications with the state. We had our state epi call, but those individuals, their cases didn't originate here. So
I mean, we got a lot of people to come to this area play golf, for example. They go up to Pinehurst and they stay in a hotel down here, or they may come visit the Airborne Museum, whatever it might be. So you have visitors stopping by who get sick, and although the case, they may have the symptoms here, they're not residents in this area. So what you're saying is they don't count as cases in Cumberland County, even though they have it here in the county?
well, when we're doing contact tracing, we're looking for where their original contraction of the illness or who they were exposed to that they may have, where it originated. And so those individuals were traveling through the state. There was one case that they were investigating that originated with some service travel. So with them not being residents here doesn't mean that we won't still follow that case and do active investigation and then make a referral to where they're going back to or their home county. But when they didn't, when it was recognized that they didn't originate here, we were able to work with their teams from where they had traveled from to see what the contact tracing was.
But the good thing about this is the fact that it is not a contagious disease from person to person like COVID was. This is, you get the parasite, you get the diarrhea and fatigue and all those things that are associated with it, but it's not something that, for example, if you have it right now, I'm going to catch it from you.
Yes, so that memorandum that came out from the state, and this information is available on the DHHS website. They have a dashboard that they're consistently updating, and it's publicly available. But the symptoms, the cases that have been confirmed, and the way that it is tracked is all listed there. But no, it does not have the same type of illness markers that we saw with COVID.
All right, back to school is getting ready to start. I'm sure you have some information here, vaccines and all those things. Bring us up to date, because the full-time regular calendar schools start back on August 24th. How are we doing?
We're doing good. So back to school vaccination, our campaign throughout the summer is to get as many kids that are rising kinder, 7th or 12th graders immunized. They have required vaccines that they have to do for their school year. And so we work on that through the summer just to kind of help get the lines down before the school year starts back, and so that we don't get to what is essentially kick-out day with students that still need to get those required vaccines. And so we are partnering again this year with Cumberland County Schools. We're grateful for their partnership and Alliance Health to host some vaccine outreach clinics in the schools as the school year starts back. So in August and September, we'll have some dates that we are at the schools providing those outreach clinics. But in the summer, they can come any day, Monday through Friday, and get them done in our immunizations clinic. And then on the second Tuesday of every month, we're open late night till 7 p.m. And we'll have an additional late night clinic in August. So second Tuesday and August 12th, we'll also have another date that we'll do late night clinic and allow folks to come in and do back to school vaccinations. So really important that you come early. In the summer, there is a bit of an incentive for that. So any of the students that come over the summer get a swag bag and get entered into our monthly raffle for electronic prizes. And so we just did our July raffle and doing notifications there, but students can win an iPad, Beats headphones, I believe, a Nintendo Switch. So just trying to make it a little more enticing to want to get that early vaccination requirement out the way.
And we're going to hold you over here in a second, because you talked about getting things done before the drop dead or drop out date. Well, for parents and everyone understand what that means and what that is. We're going to do that in a few seconds. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast right now with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Today will be partly cloudy with afternoon thunderstorms and a high temperature of 90 degrees. Tonight, the storms will come to an end. Then skies will turn partly cloudy with a low of 73. And Friday will be partly cloudy with an isolated afternoon storm and a high of 92. Temperatures will continue to get hotter through the weekend and into next week, reaching the mid and upper 90s, and higher humidity will make it feel just a little bit hotter. That is your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you. We've got 78 degrees in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and at Fort Bragg. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
On top of it. Go to RichieLaw.com.
That's RichieLaw.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Text WORD to 323232 to find out more. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. That's right. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. Text WORD to 323232 if you'd like to discuss a lawsuit. Text WORD to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
When was the last time your CPA brought you a strategy that dramatically saved you taxes? This is Roger Harris, president of Whitehorse Financial. The two biggest robbers of wealth are debt and taxes. Our team of tax attorneys and tax planners help successful people legally pay less tax. If you have over $1 million in retirement accounts or you're selling a business or real estate, we may be able to help. Call 910-339-2625 for a 15-minute discovery call or visit whitehorse-financial.com.
My name is Ron Ross. I need your vote for County Commissioner. If elected, I will focus on what truly matters, you, the people. Budgets will be transparent and efficient. I will support policies that create good jobs while protecting our natural resources. I will keep the voters' message strong. We want results, not continued broken promises. Vote Ron Ross, County Commissioner. Paid for by the committee to elect Ron Ross.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GAIN to borrow up to $10,000.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size. Because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better when cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Good morning.
Morning Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNC News Talk 640 AM and now on 103.5 HD2 WFNC.
News Talk 640 WFNC. Tamara Morris is the look, and she's up on screen, and that's CeeLo.
I just heard the end of it.
You heard it, but she started to move. There's something about music that'll make you move. You started working your neck and your arms and everything.
Shimmy my shoulders a
I
little
tell you what,
bit.
that was the most life I got out of you since you've been in here. Put that back on.
Give me a little tune.
Give me a tune. There you go. There's something about a tune that make it. Next will be working. All right, look, you have an opportunity here to talk to folks. You're the deputy director for the Cumberland County Department of Health, and we were talking about the vaccines, and everything's going along well. You've done a pretty good job, but there's a drop-dead date. When is that, and what does that mean?
Yes. So for traditional schools, for any of the school systems, it's 30 days after the date of school starting. So
you say 30 days after?
And so we have a countdown on our website when you click on immunizations, and it'll show you how many days you have remaining to fulfill that requirement for any of your rising kinder, 7th or 12th graders who need their school-required vaccinations.
And what are those for those ages? Do you know those off the top of your head? You got to pull it up.
Oh, yeah. So I'd have to provide you with that list, but it's basically Tdap, meningitis, and there's another. So I don't want to misquote it and tell you the wrong one, but we can definitely refer you to our website for that list.
Yeah, but it's not like 6 dozen or anything like that. There's a handful that are required in order for you to go to school.
Mm-hmm. So varicella, MMR, Tdap. There's a Tdap booster for 7th grade, and then the meningococcal is required for a 12th grade booster as well. So your student may have had some of their vaccines and just need to get that booster. You can also call us and utilize the patient portal when it becomes available. So the state is working on incorporating that and making that available. And that'll be something that in future years. So if you've got a 4-year-old, it might be ready next year for you to start to look and see what things they've had and what things they need. But you could definitely give us a call, and we're happy to look it up in the system and see what they have and what they need and let you know, so that you're not spending time waiting, because our immunizations is a walk-in clinic. And so you don't need an appointment. You can come anytime that we're operating business hours and come get those school required vaccines. And so kindergarten entry does have an additional requirement. So they also have to have a school health assessment, and we can do those at the health department. And so the school health assessments are for kindergartners who are entering the school system or any student who is new to North Carolina schools. And so they have to have that as well. And they can do that at the health department, or they can schedule it with their primary provider.
Yeah, that's the point I wanted to make, that you don't have to go to the health department in order to get this done. You just have to get it done, have the shot record, and say, hey, look, I'm good to go. I went to Walgreens. I went to CVS. I went to my primary care physician, and we got the required shots, because all those, I'm assuming, all those organizations know what the requirements are?
Yes, and so there's a certificate of immunization that needs to be filled out by them. There is a medical or religious exemption that it does exist. However, the required vaccines and making sure that they have those for the start of kinder, 7th and 12th grade, it's true for all schools, public, private, and so they can look on the on our website, on our immunizations page. Homeschool children also need to meet these requirements, and they can maintain their immunization records or their shot records and make sure that they're putting that on the NCDOA or the Division of Non-Public Education. And so just encouraging people to engage with us early, because if they don't, they get to what is not affectionately called kickout day, and our lines can be very, very long if you've waited until the last minute. And so we don't want to inconvenience you or make you have to come back on another day, because we know we've hit capacity. We won't be able to take any more people, and that does happen. I mean, this is a part of our effort over the summer, is to prevent that and to not have to turn people away as we get to that final week of school, which is why we've partnered with Cumberland County Schools to have these outreach clinics at the schools when school starts, to give parents some extra opportunities to we get it. You might not be able to get off work early or come during the day, but we want to make opportunities that are after hours and that make it convenient. So it's already at the school where you may have come for open house or something else, but making it very convenient for you to get those required doses and keep making sure that that child is prepared and safe for their school year.
You know, a lot of kids are afraid of needles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was one of them. I tell you, when we had to do a tuberculosis one back in 6th grade, and that was, I think there was 4 needles on one little stick thing that they stuck on your arm, and then you come back later and see if it bubbled up or whatever it might be. And I tore up out of that place. I ran down the road. They had to come running. Yes, I did.
Not one of those.
That was I was a runner.
Oh, goodness. So we do have children that come in and that are a little apprehensive or they're a little scared. And so, but our nurses are trained well and they are great with young people. And so they, help to prepare them. And we encourage parents to help their child prepare in advance and let them know that, it's not a huge invasive situation. It's going to be a small pinch. The vaccine is going to teach your body how to fight off illness. And so you and your friends don't get sick and you can have a good school year. And so just, they're really good at reassuring them and making sure that it's a smooth process and they're not scared. But we do have kids that come in that are apprehensive and a little nervous. And we try to, encourage them and get them through it and handhold where we can.
Okay. And so the requirement, though, is for all students going to Cumberland County schools, and you're saying private schools are held to the same standard? And because I thought was one of the reasons some of the folks said, I'm going to homeschool because I don't want my kids getting any shots, or I don't want my kids doing X, Y, and Z from public schools.
Yeah, so there are certain exemptions, medical or religious exemptions that do exist, and so people can, work with their medical provider, and if they have appropriate documentation to provide that so that they can have that on file for their student. But what's more important is that they're recognizing that the availability is also to them to make sure that they're in compliance and utilize our immunizations clinics as well. The deadline for K-7th and 12th grade is September 22nd, and we don't want to make it to the 22nd with you still trying to figure out whether or not you need an exemption or need to ask more questions about what vaccines are needed or how do you make sure your child's in compliance. But all of the schools have to maintain the same standard. This is a state requirement. It's not our local public health. We want you to do the things, but we do have to implement it, and that's a mandated requirement. So we just try to make it as easy as possible on all of the families. So if you go to cumberlandcountync.gov/health, and visit our clinical services and then immunizations page, there's a tab there that says required for school. Once you tap that apple, it'll pop up again and tell you don't be late. Back to school immunizations deadline is September 22nd. And once you tap OK, it'll take you to our page where it'll show you all of the things that are listed for each grade level, what shots they need. There's also a link that'll show you the medical records department, so you can go get that immunization record copy if need be. And then if you have questions about routine vaccines or other things that your child may need, there's a well child checkup list that may be helpful for essential visits or health assessments as well.
Okay, so all this stuff is coming. Every year, are there some kids who actually get kicked out because they don't apply?
So September 23rd, we're going to see a very long line of students, and we try to manage that as well as we can by offering these summer opportunities and offering it at the schools for the fall. So those dates and flyers are on our social media and they're on our website. We're passing out flyers in all of our outreach events, and we're just working to make sure that we're getting in as many people as possible because, this is a big community. There are over 300,000 people here, so many schools, and that's a lot of students. And so we want to make sure that people aren't having to wait for a long time or being, like I said, mentioned before, being turned away because we've reached our capacity for the day. So please come early. We're asking you, begging almost, please come early. Utilize the summertime and allow your child to be able to get that incentive, that swag bag, and enter for the raffle for taking care of those requirements early.
Tamara Morris, the Cumberland County Health Department of Public Health Executive Director, the Deputy Director. I'm promoting you. I'm just kicking people to the curb. Look, we appreciate the information, and we were talking about cyclosporiosis again and making sure people clean the food and everything. Because one thing we did say, and we're going to wrap this up here, was that you would be surprised, even from the bags of food that says it's ready to eat, if you give it a baking soda wash, and you drain it, you look down, you will be surprised what's in the bowl there.
Yeah, you will be very surprised. I mean, I think that the combination of the two recommendations we've been trying to consistently communicate to folks: wash your hands, wash your fruit, wash your fruits and veggies. Make sure that you're still cleaning those things, because it's very surprising to see what comes off of them. And that's just the natural process of organic or regular fruits and veggies. But we want to reduce the transmission rate in any of the newly reported cases. So right now there have been 33 hospitalizations since May with cyclosporiasis, and we want to make sure that our community is safe as well. So please take that recommendation and make sure that you are being as safe as you possibly can. The past outbreaks have been linked to things like lettuce, fresh herbs, fruits, and so take your time to wash all of those things, and making sure that you're washing your hands in between other activities that could be transmitting. So, summer's winding down, but cookouts haven't stopped. So salmonella is another real thing. Just make sure you're washing your hands is what we're saying.
And wash your hands before you eat them.
Wash your hands before you eat them. Exactly.
That's what I said. All right, Tamara, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming out, bringing us up to date every month from the Cumberland County Department of Public Health.
Thanks for having me.
Deputy Director, and always just a plethora of information.
I try.
That you guys. All right. Thank you so much. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got local news right now from CBS 17.